Hello and welcome to Monday Motivation with Therese. Hello. Let me know if you are watching today in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. And let me know how your weekend was. How was your weekend? Did you have a good weekend? I had a great weekend. I got a lot done. A lot of these small little things I managed to tick off, which is fantastic. And then I had an amazing, when I say amazing now, that's really tongue in cheek. I had a really good morning gym session this morning. It was very juicy. It was quite tough, but I did it and it was good. And I'm feeling so good this morning. So let me know in the comments where you're watching from and how your weekend was and did you do some exercise this morning? Let me know. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about authentic self-care. And you've probably got self-care routines or self-care activities that you often use or do, and to get your energy back, to make you feel good. But I want you to consider that maybe there might be some of those self-care activities that might not be serving you. Just maybe. So I want you to ask yourself, are those self-care activities that you have, that you do often, are they moving you forwards towards your vision and your goals and that vision of who you want to be or become? Or are they maybe just delaying you? Or maybe they're allowing you to avoid the things that you need to get done. You're using it as a way to avoid doing all the things that you need to achieve your goals. And I want to give you an example from my own personal experience so that you can see how this has shown up for me and what I've learned over the past few months. So recently, I drastically cut down on my alcohol, on drinking. Now, I wasn't a very big drinker to begin with, but at the end of every day, I would normally have a glass of wine or a little bit of whiskey. And I used to look forward to that release that it would give me at the end of the day, especially after a tough day. You know the feeling. But all too often, after having just that one drink the night before, I'd wake up the next day and I'd have this foggy brain feeling and I would feel low on energy. And what I decided to do, I didn't want to have that feeling in the morning. It was holding me back. It was making me feel awful. And it was making me feel, I didn't have enough energy to do the things that I wanted to do at the level that I wanted to do them. So I used to think that having that glass of wine was part of my self-care routine. And that was, just one drink to release all of the stress and all of the anxiety. But actually, it just wasn't serving me. It was holding me back from performing at my best every single day. Plus, at the end of the day, what I realized is that it was a way for me to avoid processing the tough feelings that I was going through, processing those uncomfortable feelings and those tough situations that I had to experience during the day. So instead of giving myself time to just process it without the dull feeling that you get from drinking alcohol, I was just drinking the alcohol and allowing the alcohol to process it for me, which isn't actually the best way to do it. It's not the best way to move forward and to learn from what you've experienced during the day. And also to realize that you can handle some tough, uncomfortable feelings on your own without the need for alcohol and things like that. So one of the most important aspects of growth, which I want you to realize, is that if you want to grow into the future vision of yourself, you have to be willing to feel uncomfortable feelings. And for me, in that situation, alcohol was a way of letting myself off the hook. It was allowing me just to use the alcohol to dull those feelings and to dull that. Now, I'm not saying for once you should give up alcohol or, do what I did, but what I want you to consider is the story and how this might be applying to you in other areas of your life and for other self-care activities that you might be using in your life. Are you participating in self-care activities that are maybe giving you a temporary release, but aren't actually helping you and allowing you to get to the big goals and the big vision that you want for yourself, aren't allowing you to show up in the best way? Maybe it's things like binge watching too much TV. Maybe it's enjoying too much sugar or caffeine. Maybe it's too much unplanned shopping. Those are great things to do, and they're like lots of fun and pleasurable in the moment. But is it really getting you to your future vision for yourself? So how do you know if these activities or the activities that you've chosen for yourself is inauthentic self-care? And there are 5 ways to identify if your self-care activity could be harming you and holding you back. So the first one is if you feel like you can't do without it. So if you feel like this activity, you can't do without it, then maybe it's holding you back. Number 2, if you feel like you keep wanting more. So there's this feeling that you just can't get enough. So every time you go shopping, you just want to buy more and more and more. Number 3, if it makes you feel negative feelings such as guilt or disappointment afterwards, maybe it's inauthentic. Number 4, if it has a negative impact on your actions and your behaviors and your habits, maybe it's an inauthentic self-care activity. And one of the biggest things, number 5, one of the biggest things to look out for is if this self-care activity has a negative long-term impact on your energy, then it's an inauthentic self-care activity. So what could you replace these inauthentic self-care activities with? What would authentic self-care look like and feel like? So firstly, it would make you feel feelings of compassion and love for yourself. That's a big one. If you're doing the activity and afterwards you feel compassion and real love for yourself. Number 2, it would allow you to have increased mindfulness and awareness, kind of like what meditation does. Number 3, it would help you move forward to the results that you want in your life, your goals and your future vision for yourself. And maybe that's, engaging with a coach to help you move forward with your future vision. That could even be a self-care activity. Number 4, it would help you grow and develop your strengths. And number 5, it would give you that sustained energy, or even it would be an activity that would allow you to grow your energy over the long term, much like what exercise does. Exercise, obviously it takes away a lot of your energy in the moment, but it grows your energy over the long term. So there are so many authentic self-care activities that you can try. Things like meditation or calling someone you love, being outside in nature, exercise, practicing self-love through kind, compassionate words that you tell yourself every day, especially when things aren't going well. And then also spending time focused on planning your goals. That in itself is a self-care activity, and it will give you that increased energy and motivation. There are many other authentic self-care activities that may work for you, and you can decide what works best. But just know, is that self-care activity that you're doing adding to your energy, or is it taking away from your energy? And even, enjoying a glass of wine or some downtime in front of the TV might be good for you every now and again. But you will know whether it's allowing you to fully recharge yourself and gain back your energy, or if it's actually disempowering you. You will know how that's working for you. So this week, I'd like you to think about your self-care routine or the activities that you use regularly to recharge yourself, and which of those are working for you, and which of those are working against you. I want you to ask yourself that question and intentionally choose this week those that are aligned to what you want in your life. And share with me in the comments, what are your authentic self-care activities that you love doing? Are you doing enough of them? And do you want to start doing more of them? And I will see you next week for Monday Motivation. Don't forget to join me every week for a quick live video chat to get you ready and inspired and motivated for the week. I hope you have an amazing week ahead. Bye for now.